The Timbers drew 1-1 with Seattle on Sunday, with the only goal allowed being off a wild scramble during a corner kick. In this edition of X's and O's presented by Auric Solar, Ross Smith breaks down the defensive contribution of Roy Miller in that match.
Going up against a rival, playing in these derby matches, you need big characters to stand tall. And I thought Roy Miller was an absolute warrior in the match against Seattle Sounders. And I just want to show a few different facets of his game and why he exerted that courage. We go into the second half, and the Sounders work the ball well down the left-hand side. And as this ball comes in, I'm just going to circle Roy Miller here. Now, he's watched his man, Clint Dempsey. He's made sure that Clint Dempsey's not getting down the end of this cross. But what he does now, he sees there's a problem. Christian Roldan gets on the ball, and he's got a sight of goal. But you watch how Roy Miller, how he releases himself, and he puts his body on the line, which is, for me, a big part of these rivalry matches. Physically, you got to throw your body into things at times. But courage isn't always just about putting your body on the line. You also have to be brave getting on the ball. And in the second half, when the Timbers were under a bit of pressure, it needed somebody to be brave. And I thought Roy Miller did this very well. This situation here, this pass that he goes into the midfield to Diego Chara is so difficult and so risky, but it shows courage by Roy Miller and his ability, and it shows courage to the receiver, to Diego Chara, getting on the ball. Roy Miller knows he can deal with it. This pass breaks lines, goes between players, and you see Justin Chara, who pops it one time into Nagby, turns out, foul, you're getting up the pitch. And again, incredibly courageous, incredibly brave, getting on the ball. And finally, you got to be able to exert a bit of calm. When all the craziness is happening in these derby matches, situations you're getting pulled out, you have to read situations. And again, you have to show just a bit of calm in the mind. And I thought Roy Miller did this very well. In this situation, balls out wide, Timbers are in a good structural stance. Just going to circle Roy Miller here. And he's in a situation where the midfielder, Nicholas Ladero, releases himself. And so now it's a 2v1 situation, you could say, in the box. But Roy Miller, he reads it well. Makes sure that his mark is covered at first, and he waits to see where the ball's going to go. Now, when it comes in, on his touch, Ladero, Miller's come across. That should be a goal. That should be a clear-sighted goal for Ladero. But again, Miller, he's read the situation, got himself across, released from the defender, and he saw the danger. This is 3 instances that Roy Miller did very well. I could have shown you the entire 90 minutes of Roy Miller's game, which was so important for the Timbers to preserve 1 point.